Hey guys, it's your boy Fides here for another video, and this time I'm here for unboxing and I'm actually quite excited to do this. So, this NES Mini, finally I managed to get this thanks to the re-release on the 29th of June 2018. I really wanted to pick it up, but due to stock shortages and scalpers, I really hard to get this, but I finally get this. And even though I actually got this one just for review purposes and unboxing, I thought let me just pick that up before I return it back to the store. So here it is, the Super Nintendo Mini. And just show proof. Yep, here you go. That was my one. I actually got that in the release date. But yeah, let's get crack-a-lacking.
And here we have is the Nintendo Classic Mini. So as you can see on the top, the logo is completely different. It's grey, as well as the whole box itself, completely way different than the US design box itself. Nintendo Classic Mini says at the bottom, say 7+. Actually we follow the PEGI rating system at the top. It also says no power adapter included, roughly says at the top, which is a shame. At the bottom it says attention, probably safety measure. Well, yeah, on the side panel it looks really nice. I do like the picture there on the left with the control and everything. It's pretty much the same on the top as well. Here's actually a catalog number there, so if you're interested in buying this, it's in the UK retail store Argos. So if anyone lives in the UK, I'll say check out. They actually got a lot of stock. And yeah, let's actually crack this open now. Okay, so Nintendo's still doing this. They're not actually putting any like sealed stickers or warranty seals or whatsoever. Yeah, let's have a look at the back before I actually open this. So at the back it says 30. So look quick at it, 30 classic games pre-installed. So you can roughly see with the pictures at the back, the illustrations. That's a really nice touch. And if you also notice, where it says Shadow Warriors, yeah, that's actually Ninja Gaiden, which in the UK we called it Shadow Warriors because the word ninja was a taboo. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And you can see that all the other titles at the bottom, which they couldn't always fit all the pictures, so I can pretty much understand where that's coming from. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to showcase some of the games, like, well, probably not all of them, probably some anyway. So this top, so let's see if I can actually open this, which I don't think I can actually open this one hand, to be honest. Let's see if I'm you know what, I'll probably have to come back. And yeah, I'm back again. I had to pause the video so I can wedge you out a little bit. Let's see if I can. Here we go. Okay, box, out you go. So here's first things first, let's look at the actually instruction manuals. I mean, we don't really get instruction manual nowadays. I'm not sure how the new console actually still have the manual. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do actually like having manuals like here and there. So I'm going to quickly look if there's any illustrations and a few pages over there. So yeah, there's actually, it shows how to set it up with the TV and all that sort. So basic stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd have a quick look at it. So I do like illustrations from this. It's really nice. So I'll get this out of the way. Actually, this is what you're really here for, aren't you? If actually looking at the device itself. So let's see if I can actually open this with one hand. Wow, it is still annoying to do this with one hand. I wish I had someone to help me out, or if I had a tripod, but unfortunately I do not have it at this point. I think I got it actually. Yeah, there we go. Wow, I actually do like the design actually. I mean, it's actually bringing me back memories. It's really nice and small. I'm really digging this actually, to be honest. I can't stop looking at this. I do apologize if I got mesmerized actually looking at this. So let's have a look quickly. So the power button, does it actually push in and out? Yes, it does. And even the reset button clicks just like it does. And the controller ports, very nice. So I'll look at the sides, at the bottom as well. Even at the back, I have a look at this. Got HDMI port, even the DC in. Yeah, very nice stuff actually. So I'm really loving this. I mean, why you? I know it's not really a thing, but I wish at least could open the front flap. I mean, that would be a good nostalgia's sake. At least it would be cool. Anyway, let's have a look inside. Anything else that's in it? So I think yes, that they actually got the NES controller. I do like the fact that it is the original authentic look and feel to it. Yeah, let's quickly have a look just to feel. Yeah, it is actually. I do like this actually. The buttons, even though it feels new, but at the same time it feels so refreshing that it feels so retro and old school. It has the authentic feel to it, to be honest. So let's look at the back. It's got the 6 screws there, and just have a look at yeah, the cords. People do say the cords short, but we'll get to that. So also have a look at the back and the model number, because I do know this is the re-release version, which is the 29th of June 2018. So I wonder if they did make any changes. And yeah, so what else I can say? Let's open the inside of this. What else they have? There's a HDMI cable, a pretty standard thing. That's actually basic HDMI cable. Nothing too grand. And it's got a micro USB, which at least it comes with a micro USB cable, but unfortunately it doesn't come with power adapter. But it's a small gripe, small price to pay. Okay, I've actually powered the device on, and first things first, it came as a language screen, so that's the first screen you'll see when you power this device. So obviously I'm going to leave it as English, press OK, and yeah, this is a selection game I'm going to quickly show. So first game is Balloon Fight, and I'm going to go to hop to the next one, Bubble Bobble. Castlevania, that's actually one of my favourite games. Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2, The Revenge, Dr. Mario, it's a puzzle game, Excite Bike, Final Fantasy, the first Final Fantasy game, Galaga, that's a classic from Konami, Ghosts and Goblins, I think it's the first game in the series, Gradius, or Gradius, how you want to say it, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, that's a very sought after game, it's very rare, it's really expensive to get this if you want to get the original cartridge. So Kirby's Adventure, Mario Brothers, oh, that's quite interesting actually. I think, is that the arcade? I don't remember actually playing this one. Mega Man 2, yeah, I do like the weird box art, it was kind of funny looking to it. Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, as I said, okay, it doesn't say Shadow Warriors here, so it's kind of awkward. I suppose they've used the same set as the US ROM sets, I believe. So that's Pac-Man, the next game. Punch Out, that's another classic game. I've actually enjoyed playing this, especially enjoyed playing the Wii version, surprisingly. Super Nintendo version I didn't really play as much, so I'm not really nostalgic to that one. So Star Tropics, that's also another rare game. So Super C, which I kind of find that weird, they didn't actually put the first Contra game, but okay. So Super Mario Brothers, over there nothing needs to be said much, it's a classic. Super Mario Brothers 2 is also another classic, even though it's a Doki Doki Panic clone. Super Mario Brothers 3, that's probably the best game even now to this day. Tecmo Bowl, it's a sport game I believe, I'm not sure why. The Legend of Zelda, I think that's the first Zelda game, even to this point that's what redefined the RPG games. Zelda 2, The Adventure Link, I know that was slightly different, it was like a side-scrolling kind of RPG. So yeah, let me quickly actually show the screen. As you can see, there's a CRT filter options for the display, there's a 4.3 display setting, also pixel perfect. So I thought let me quickly show this before I actually quickly show you all the other games. So yeah, you get option to change like the display settings, and here's another one. So here's the settings, so you can quickly show. I'll quickly show you this section. So okay, so there's a language section there, like I showed you in the beginning. And wow, actually I didn't know it's illegal. Wow, it's actually got all the names of the games. So I suppose that's all the licenses they probably got just to put this in the NES Mini, I believe. I think they've probably done the same with the SNES Mini as well. I didn't notice that, so wow. Okay, open source software. So I don't think I need to actually look into this, so I'll probably quickly leave. And oh nice, so basically you can get the manuals from the QR code for each game, so that's nice actually. So at least there's a way to read the manuals online. So yes, I think I've pretty much covered pretty much all the games is on the system from here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually quickly play one game from there. So I'm going to play Shadow Warriors. Yes, Ninja Gaiden. I can't be being sarcastic because I don't know why the word ninja was such a taboo word. And let's actually enjoy this cutscene because that was actually revolutionary at this time. So I'm going to shut up now and enjoy this. With whom did father have a duel and lose? For what reason did he? I can't finish it, even I don't know for sure. The day after he disappeared in father's room, I found a letter addressed to me. It said, Ryu, I am on my way to a life or death duel. If it is destiny that has not returned, you are to take the dragon sword. I couldn't finish that reading as well. It's going too quick at times. Ryu, be always brave. I will get my revenge. I probably should have said it loud as exclamation mark at the front, but okay, let's actually play this game, actually test it out. Let's see how this emulation runs actually. So at the moment I'm running at 4.3. So yeah, with the NES Mini, I don't believe you can actually stretch it to full screens if you want to fill out the whole screen like to fit the TV. But do you know what? I don't really mind, to be honest. I mean, I actually like it for what it is. I mean, because let's face it, if you stretch the screen, it doesn't. The proportion of the screen doesn't really look authentic as it should. I mean, it's best to just leave as 4.3 anyway, to be honest. And yeah, I'm trying to grasp my way because I don't fairly remember playing this game quite well. I mean, I do remember actually actually owning the Shadow Warriors copy of the game, the original cartridge on his NES, and I do remember the background music used to run a little slow, and I believe that's because that was running in 50 Hz. So in the UK we run the PAL system, and most of the stuff ran at 50 Hz. And in the US, everything pretty much was, well, in the US it's NTSC version. So NTSC version used to run at 60 Hz. Because 60 Hz used to run, I think, at the right pacing of the audio and the speed of the game. So it's only in the UK because the PAL version of the 50 Hz used to run a little tad slower. And I think this is the same for a lot of many game consoles actually. Same with the Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, maybe just a slight, I think, just a little slowdown. So yeah, for whatever reason, we suffered that little slowdown of most of the games we had. So, but then again, some games did sound really cool actually. Some slowdown. I think there was one game, as he mentioned to me, it was called Chakan. That was on the Mega Drive / Genesis. He said it actually sounded more scary in the PAL version than it did in TSC because it ran too fast. But it's open to debate, I say. And as you can see, I'm just kind of messing about. I'm not actually playing this seriously, so I'm just trying to test it out, see how it works, how the animation runs, is there any lags, anything like that, any glitches. So at that point, I'm not seeing anything wrong with it. I mean, all things considered, oh god, I'm having a hard time jumping over this. Here we go. Yay! Oh god, you know what? I didn't notice I'm running out of time. God, 6 seconds. I can't believe I didn't pay attention to the time. Ah, no! Seriously, you know, I didn't pay attention to the time at all. I didn't think there was a time in this game. This is how much I've kind of forgotten most of these older games, you know. I mean, as if it wasn't difficult enough as it was, there was a timer. Now I'm gonna try to pause this game and then press the reset button on the system. So so before I do this, I'll quickly show you at the bottom. So basically I reset it. As you can see, it keeps a temporal save. So if you press A button, you can actually save the game. It will save on the slots at the bottom, as you've seen. So what I'm going to quickly change the CRT filter. So I'm going to quickly, I saved at the bottom. You can also lock it. You press the down pad and the down button of the pad. So yeah, now I'm looking at the CRT. Oh my god, you know what? The CRT looks kind of a bit distorted. It just doesn't look right. I mean, I've always said that some CRT, like if you put a CRT filter, most majority of the looks nice. But for the NES, I mean, especially for this game, it looks really pixelated. I think it looks very ghosting. It kind of reminds me of the days when I used the analog TV signals, you know? You know what? I can't do this. I've had to press the reset button. I'm going to have to change it, you know? So I'm going to check Pixel Perfect. Let's see how this fares out. So I'm going to see, should I save this? Do you know what? I'm just going to leave it. I'll go back to my old save. Just to see. You can actually go back to old save if you want to overwrite it. But you know what? Pixel Perfect doesn't look so bad. It looks very crisp and very sharp, colorful. That's probably the next best thing for 4x3. So I'm actually kind of really impressed here actually. So I'm out of this. So let's try another game, shall we? I'm thinking which I to play now next. So as I said, I can't play most major of the games. So actually, let me try Castlevania. Yeah, why not? That's a classic game. I mean, to be honest, I didn't know nothing much about Castlevania. It was all thanks to AVGen, also known as the Angry Video Game Nerd. I mean, because of his review, I think he had a 3 or 4 part of it. I mean, since then I've been loving the franchise. I mean, he gave such a good review. He showed his insight and why he loved the franchise of this so much. And then I ended up falling in love with it after playing a few games of it. Well, I can see a bit of glitchiness there with the screen tear. So there's a bit of screen tearing here and there. So I don't know whether it was like this in the original NES game itself, or is it probably emulation, but it's quite hard to judge. But anyway, I'm actually enjoying playing this actually. I mean, there's some games when you want to go back to it, you still want to stop playing. Even this game too. So wow. Do you know what? That dog blended at the background. I didn't even notice. He blended to the side of the stairs. Can you believe that? I wonder if there's any more. You know, I'm gonna quickly go up actually, have a look. Oh my lord, you know, how was I supposed to know? It blended so well with the stairs. I couldn't even see that clearly. Okay, I saw that one. I'm gonna throw some holy water at him. Yay! Take that, you pooch. So once again, I'll quickly check if there's any glitches on that. I mean, the only thing I've noticed is screen tear. But other than that, that could be just how the original game was itself. But unfortunately, like I said, I don't have the actual original NES system to judge it. So yeah, and these enemies just respawn. Wow, they just respawn when they feel like it. Quickly upstairs. Advance forward. So probably I'm actually gonna stop the game, probably reset the system here actually from this point. And that bat bamboozled me while I'm trying to reset. Anyway, let's look for another game, shall we? Galaga? Or Ghost or Goblin? Galaga? Yeah, Galaga. Why not? You know what? I've actually kind of remember actually playing Galaga as well. I think on the Tekken 1 on the PlayStation 1 disc. I think as before it actually loads the Tekken game. And that was quite a nice throwback what Namco did. I mean, this is very classic game, you know. I mean, I love kind of those kind of space shooter games. I mean, especially that keeping high scores. I mean, playing really competitively. And sometimes you really need to have good reflexes to play these kind of games. And unfortunately, I don't seem to have that old spark like I did when I was in my prime. My prime meaning when I was younger. Especially like when I played games like the Revenge of Snowball and the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep on doing that because most people like the name Genesis and some people like the word Mega Drive, and I like Mega Drive. I'm actually not doing that bad actually, considering I haven't played this for like many years. I mean, it's weird that the first time I actually played this was actually when it was on the Tekken 1 disc, and since then I actually knew about Galaga, because there's so many retro games I actually don't know about until I've actually like, when sometimes some companies actually give you a throwback to it, and then you kind of realize what greatness it was back then in the old games. Especially I think Atari 2600 days, I mean that was pretty, I think, how should I explain this? It's really hard to explain like old times. I mean, I think there was like video game bankruptcies and stuff like that until Nintendo like revitalized the whole gaming genre. Actually, they just brought back gaming. And here I'm doing what I'm going to do. I'm going to start playing Ghosts and Goblins now. I mean, just to see how that fares up now. Should I skip this cutscene? No, why not? Just watch this. This looks a little different than arcade. Okay, do you know what? Okay, I gotta be honest. The controls of this game are so janky. So janky, it feels so stiff. My god, I already lost the armor. I can't even go over this, seriously, I can't go over this tombstone. Oh my god. It's so hard to jump over this. I'm not just saying that I have to struggle to jump over this one now. This game was difficult as it is, and this game is really hard to control on top of this. I don't remember like the arcade controls being like this, right? Oh, is this just the NES version of this game? I'm scared. I'm literally scared. Oh. I don't know if I should play this anymore. I mean, did that just say I had one more life left? That is brutal punishment. Literally, that's just punishment. Just having few lives already right from the start like this. I mean, it was hard enough and you're giving less lives. Okay, I think I should actually wrap this up actually, I believe. You know what? Let's try Excitebike just a little bit. I mean, I'll probably use Excitebike just to show you an example how to actually save the game. So yeah, let's actually show this kind of type of feature. I'm going to probably reset from here. Yep, I resetted it. So what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to actually save this here. Press A to save. Yep, I've done that. So like I said, you can actually lock it and unlock it using the down D-pad. And you can actually move it. You press select, you can actually move or delete it. So I'm going to press the start to start this. So I'll start where I left off. So let's just make a little gameplay of this. So just to show you that how the save feature works and how to delete. So in case you want to know how it works, so just a little extra thing I thought that throw this in. Yep, I've reset it again. So I'll quickly show that. I'll keep it. That was accident, the lock. I do apologize. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna press the select button from here. Or should I overwrite it? Yeah, I'm gonna overwrite it. So I'm gonna press A, so you can actually overwrite the first game slot from here. You can overwrite it, and otherwise you've got 4 slots anyway. So you got slot 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. And what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna show you how to delete this. So I press select, move all the way down to the right, where the bin is, and yeah, just hop over the delete button, and that's it. You can actually delete from there. Okay, here's a little neat thing. So if you just leave your console on idle, or like as in just leaving the control not doing nothing, it's kind of running itself like a screensaver of all sorts. And that pretty much wraps it up for the NES Mini actually. So let's jump on to Super Nintendo Mini. And here we're going to be doing an unboxing of Super Nintendo Classic Mini. So I'll quickly show the front of the box. Another UK design box. Peggy 12. Everything's rated 12 in the left hand corner. That's quite funny. Mario Yoshi at the bottom right. 20+1 games. That's actually including the Star Fox 2. So let's hop on to the side bottom. Pretty much same as NES Mini. Side. So I actually like this. It's the front part of the console, 2 controllers in the front. I like that how they just saying that okay, there's 2 controllers. We don't have to show 2 controllers in the front as well in the picture. And that's the side of it. Let's hop over the back. 20+1 games. So classic games pre-installed. It's kind of funny how this one pretty much covers most of the games already then at the back, including saying Star Fox 2, never before released. I think I'm going to start unboxing this like right now actually. So yeah, let's go get on with it. So basically I tried to, once again you can see no seal again. It's probably some kind of trend happening, I have no idea, but anyway, I'm trying to get this out. You know what, this is a lot more harder than getting the NES Mini for whatever reason. It's more stiff. You think I'm struggling? I'll be back. You know, I'm back again. Let's see if I can get... come on! So annoying. Hey, I'm back again. I had to wedge it the second time so I can get this. Finally got this out. Just get out of the way. Sorry, I had to throw this box away, but it really annoyed me, especially trying to do this with one hand, you know, you have no idea. So there you go, that's the instruction manual. I do like it that this kind of looks like the Japanese version of the cover, so it's interesting. So gonna flick through, gonna see any illustrations here. Once again, this illustration on this one as well. I do really like this. It's like they spent more time doing the illustrations, you know, making it look really, really, really appealing to look. So once again, we're all here to look at the actual console itself. So let's do this, shall we? Let's see if I can actually do this in one hand. Yeah, this one's a bit more easier than I thought it would be. Here we go. So this is the Super Nintendo Mini console. So as you can see, we've kind of got the Japanese look of the console. So we're kind of proud of it. So there's a power slide up and down. There's a reset button. And what is this? What is this? What is this? Oh my lord. I mean, once again, what couldn't they make the eject button actually pressable and then the lid like whatever. Anyway, let's actually look at the bottom. Yeah, you know what? They're actually gone back to original ports as a Mini. Yay! They finally decided not to use the Wii ports out. No, actually no, not really. Look at it. It's actually Wii ports. But it's kind of interesting. I mean, they've kind of used like a concealer there. I mean, I wish they kind of done that on the NES Mini. They could have made like authentic like ports, like just to have that look, aesthetic look to it. So let's look at the side. And quickly look at the back. There's the HDMI port and the micro USB port there for the power. I feel like they spent more time on the design on this console than they did NES Mini. It's probably my opinion, but yeah, let's actually have a look at the back. I was just double checking I think it's pretty much the same. I don't know if that's a re-release, but it looks pretty much the same batch as the one I've had, the one I'm using. So, right, put this down. You know, I can't stop looking at this. It looks so amazing. It's so small. So yeah, let's quickly finish looking in the box. What's left of it? So basically, yeah, you get 2 controllers. Yay! Which they finally fixed up on that. It's a shame they couldn't do the NES Mini, give an extra controller, but that's fine. So let's see if I can. Yeah, I think I can manage. Yeah, I can manage to open with one hand. So it's not that bad. It's pretty easy to do that. So, wow, the controller. Wow, this bringing back so much childhood memories, you know, the buttons, the feels, the candy colored buttons. It feels so like as if I played this like long time ago, you know. It feels just the same. The trigger buttons, and obviously because it's new, you don't have that worn off feel to it. Quick look at the back side of it. It's actually 4 screws this time on this. And yeah, you can quickly show the port of this. So it's the same port. Basically the same port they use it for the Wii. So you can actually use this on the Wii to play virtual console games as well. Let's move that aside and quickly have a look. There's a micro USB just to power your system. As before, no power supply unit. There's a not micro. There's a HDMI cable. So pretty much the same, really, what the NES Mini experience did. All in all, yeah, I'm quite happy. Okay, here's a little thing I'll quickly show. You know, there's a lot of people complaining, you know, the cable's short, it's not as long. And even though trying to make it a little longer than the NES Mini, it's still short. I mean, do you know what? There is a way around this. I'm going to quickly show it right now. Look at it. Extension cables. See? Extension cables. Obviously, I can't do it with one hand. I'll probably have to pause the video for a bit. Just so I can connect this. Yeah, I connected it. Look, see? Just put the extension cable. Now the cable's long. Okay? So people stop complaining and say the cable's short. You can just buy extension cables. They're not expensive. They're really cheap. You can get them eBay or anywhere else. So yeah, problem solved. Okay? Okay, welcome back. So now we're actually going to show some gameplay footages and any extra features that has in the system, like I did before the NES Mini. It's the same thing. So this first things first, straight away you notice like now there's actually a background picture. You can see the multicolored Super Nintendo console and the controller. That's really interesting, you know. And in the Japanese version, they've got the same background but inverted. So basically, it's like the background's white. And in the US version, I believe the whole thing is purple, so it makes sense. The buttons, everything, the whole is that purple scheme itself. So let's hop into the. Before there was Contra 3, the Alien Wars, and now jump from Donkey Kong Country. So that's one of my favorite games. Red outbeat themselves. Earthbound, that's another like a timeless classic game. It's very sought after game. It's really expensive even to buy a physical copy of the cartridge, even now to this day on eBay. So F-Zero, another classic game. Final Fantasy 3, which I think it was meant to be Final Fantasy 6 or something, but they kind of messed up the titling from this point. And here we have the Kirby Superstars. Apparently I think there's like 8 games in one. So you know, I'm not really familiar with the Kirby series. All I know is some of the games I heard are like really super easy. Kirby's Dream Course. So there's 2 Kirby games. It's kind of weird how Kirby gets away having 2 games in this system. So there's a Mega Man X. So this Mega Man X is like a different series itself. So now next is the Secret Mana. You can actually play multiplayer for RPG game. So that was interesting. And that was funny thing. That also was released on the PS4 as a remake. So I don't know if it's a remake, but so let's jump to the next one. So Star Fox. So in this country it was actually called Star Wing. So they've kind of changed the title in the UK for whatever reason. So yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? So Star Fox 2, like I said, this was never been released in the UK. I think it was never been released anywhere actually as a physical copy. So the only way to play this game is actually playing Star Fox 1, complete the first level I believe, and then this game will be unlocked. So hop to the next one, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting. I do actually remember this playing a lot, even though I do prefer the arcade version over the Super Nintendo version. I mean, this is still a great game, nevertheless. It's still a brilliant fighting game, even to this day. So Super Castlevania 4, one of my actually favorite games on the system. I mean, this was, I think it was still a hard game, but it was slightly easier to start this game off. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, another classic from Capcom. This is actually quite well, actually, to be honest. Good arcade port. So next I'm gonna go Super Mario Kart, the game that redefined all the Mario Kart games, and even since this then, now is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So you can see how the franchise actually kept up. They did really well. Now then the Super Mario RPG, Legend of the 7 Stars. So this game actually, I don't think it was released in the UK. So it was actually like a Japan and US exclusive. So, and I think it's also Squaresoft that made this game. So that's pretty neat. So next is that Super Mario World. Nothing needs to be said. That's like a pre-bundled game that came with the console. It's also a classic. So next we have Super Metroid. I didn't really play Metroid as much as a little kid, to be honest. So the next is Super Punch Out. I think that was also a game that didn't come in the UK, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's probably, I think it was a little different to the original one. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, one of the games. I've actually played this backwards, because I played Ocarina of Time first and then this. It's kind of weird, but it's because Ocarina of Time I've actually, like, it kind of got me into RPG games. So I was a late bloomer when it came to RPG games. And Yoshi's Island, which is so weird, is actually going backwards in this game. It says Super Mario World 2 and then it says Yoshi's Island. And here it says more games, so this is different, because yeah, I'm going to get onto that in a bit, but this is a little different because in the original system it doesn't have these extra folders. So as you can see, you can save point. I do like the fact is the graphical user interface, it looks really cool. It's kind of got that Super Nintendo cartridge look and feel, and the layout of the screen. Yeah, let's play F-Zero, shall we, just to test it out a bit. So I'm going to choose a green one because green is my favorite color. Pretty much said it quite a lot of times probably, or maybe not. And as you can see, the background, yeah, you can actually change the background designs, like to play the game. So you can just, what do I mean background design? I meant to say background borders. I do apologize. It's background borders. Okay, let's play a little bit just to see the emulation, how it runs. And it's actually running really smooth. You can keep up the fast gameplay. So that's pretty interesting. I don't really play racing games that much, so I'll probably suck at it. But yeah, let's roll this game a bit more. So before I show the little extra features, I mean for Super Nintendo terms, this is really fast paced. And people kept on saying Mega Drive had blast processing. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to change it to CRT filter now. I mean, before it was 4x3. 4x3 didn't look that bad. Let's see how the CRT filter stacks up. And before that, yeah, I'm going to quickly... Should I press save? So yeah, it's same as the NES Mini can save. And here's a little neat feature. If you can see, there's a rewind button. So if you press the X button, you can actually press the rewind. So you can actually go a bit back forward, like how you would use in the emulators. Like you can fast forward, you can rewind. But unfortunately, it's not exactly the same how the emulation works to forward or backwards. But I'm kind of glad that, nevertheless, they do actually have it. So as you can see on the top right, you can see I can rewind and forward it. And then if I've decided to actually continue, I just have to press the start button, and then I can resume from that point. So yeah, same again, you can lock it same way, pressing the D button down. And let's go back to rewind. So I'm just showing you, yep, I press start and so bit. Yeah, so look, in a way it kind of feels like I'm kind of cheating. It doesn't feel like you've kind of earned it, but to be honest, there's some games it's really impossible to play anyway, so in a way that probably would help, or the fact you don't have time to save the game. I mean, let's face it, some games you can't really save it. I mean, especially in my childhood days, I do remember some games you literally have to leave your whole console on, and it kind of makes you worried if you want to turn it off or not. So that for that point, I think that's really helpful. So right now I'm using the. Actually, it doesn't look that bad actually, to be honest. I remember last time I looked at it, I thought it looked really bad for the Pixel Perfect. So Pixel Perfect, this actually isn't as bad as I thought it looked. Okay, let's try Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting. That Capcom logo and that sound effect bring me back memories. Even this intro, wow. I mean, I think I did mention my Sama Street Fighter gameplay is kind of weird, but the fun fact is that it actually has the world. So it's got the Champion Edition and it's got the Turbo version of the game. And in this Turbo version, at least you can change the speed up to between 1 to 4, which is kind of weird. Like the arcade version, you can't change the speed at all. It has its own default speed, gaming itself. So I don't know why they've done that. They should actually let you select the game speed before you start the game, even in arcades. But I suppose that's probably a little small gripe. And here I'm just going to casually random play just to see how it is. I mean, it's playing really smooth. I don't see any lags. I mean, control wise, it controls really well, especially for fighting games. It's brilliant. I mean, for the Super Nintendo controller, I think that's probably the best way to play this game actually. There was a controller I did kind of bought and then returned it, which was the Hori Wireless Fighting Commander, and my god, that D-pad sucked. It sucked so hard, I'm not gonna lie. It was so hard to play fighting games. I mean, yeah, let me quickly reset that and just quickly put back to 4x3. So I'm gonna actually save this. Yes, I'm gonna save this. But once again, I accidentally pressed the lock button. Meant to start from this point. Yeah, let's resume where I left off. Yeah, I think 4x3 I think is probably the best look, I say. I mean, it has that smoothness to it as well. And what was I saying again? Yes, the Hori Fighting Commander for the Super Nintendo Mini is the worst wireless controller, I say. The D-pad is really bad. I mean, it's so bad. I don't know why didn't they actually proof check this, or I don't know why they didn't double check this before they released this. I mean, honestly, why? I mean, I'm so glad I managed to return this, so I got my money back for that. But what we do, if anyone wants to buy it, please do not buy that wireless Hori Fighting Commander. I repeat, do not buy this controller. And while reviews going crazy at me, you know what, I love these Air Tatsumakis. I can't get enough of them. Okay, let's try a different game, shall we? Super Castlevania 4, yes. I definitely have to play that. Unfortunately, I can't cover all the games, to be honest, because then again, this whole video is going to drag on so long. But at least I thought, let me select some of the games. At least I want to play for just a little bit. probably gonna skip this cutscene, but I do remember the cutscene that it was very beautiful. There was like a tombstone, Dracula's hand was coming out. So yeah, I'm just gonna quickly write my name. FID not Z. In the UK we call it Z, but I'll say Z. Z sounds much better. Vids, haha. I do remember that he kind of does that weird moonwalk when he goes up the stairs, up and down. I think Angry Video Game Nerd kind of pointed that out. That was kind of hilarious. Wow, that background music. It is the stuff of legends, man. That game. Look at it. Like, look how I'm just killing them. It's so funny. So basically, if you hold the whiplash, you can actually like control the whiplash in like 8 directions. So you got more freedom to play this game. It's funny, if you hold the button, you can actually keep the whiplash, and it will still keep killing enemies if you're very close by. Even the bats. See how I just kill the bats? So it's like effortlessly. I just held the whip. That's it. It'll just die. That's how dangerous this whip is. So I'm going to do the same thing. If I got closer, just wait. It's spitting. I'm just going to leave. See, I'm just going to. That's it. It's just died. That's it. I don't have to keep on whiplashing it out. I just pressed it once, hold it, and that's it. Just keep on moving like that. Because it's funny how you can just wiggle around as well with the whiplash. I mean, that's one thing I did like about this. I think the gameplay controls was so much easier than the original Castlevania games on the NES. Yeah, quicker to demonstrate from an axe. So gameplay wise, it's actually really solid. I don't see any emulation lags or whatsoever. Ow. Yeah, of course the invincibility doesn't last that long. I mean, most of the stuff, I mean, it's like a little short time limit for most of the items. I don't think I need to play that much anymore. I think, yeah, it seems to be running smoothly. I like how the emulation spot on with the Super Nintendo Mini, and same with the NES Mini. So at least in that sense, they've actually spent time to make sure they put a good emulator, I mean official emulator for the NES and the Super Nintendo Mini to do that. There's a little slow lag down, but I do remember actually the Super Nintendo had those kind of moments as well. There used to be like a little slow latency and lags, so they're kind of keeping true to that point. Stupid green weed. Aha, I'm not falling for it this time. I remember there was some headless horse or something. I think there was some headless horse if I move a bit forward. Yeah, there was a headless horse. It's funny, they just like blends in on the floor. There's one in the ceiling. But anyway, enough of that, let's play a different game. Yeah, you know what, let's actually go to this. Yeah, there's something cool about this. Look at this. Do you see these extra games? That's right. So yeah, with the Super Nintendo Mini, I've actually put in my own extra games. So basically, I'm using HackG. So if you've never heard of HackG, what HackG allows you to do, it allows you to soft mode the Super Nintendo Mini, and same with the NES Mini as well. And then you can add more games to it. So if you want more information how to add more games, just go online. I mean, type in HackG, and then you're able to download the software. And if you want tutorials and help, I mean, you can always go online, find videos, and I mean, they're more than happy. I mean, that's what I did. I went online, got some tutorial, had help, and then as soon as you know it, I managed to add so many games. As you can see, look at this. I managed to put the games that I like. It's crazy to think that you can do this, and the best part is it's actually running the same emulation that's running on the Super Nintendo Mini. I mean, how awesome is that? Pocky and Rocky, them two, the most rarest sort games ever. And Shaq Fu. I mean, who doesn't like Shaq Fu? I'm not being sarcastic. Haha. Yes, Maximum Carnage, Street Fighter Alpha 2. Yeah, there was a Street Fighter Alpha 2 on the Super Nintendo. And the World Warrior version of Street Fighter 2. I thought let me add them as well. So, and what you can do, which I didn't do that, you can actually add more games with the USB support. With the newer version of the Hack G, you can do that. So if you're interested in hacking the system, I mean, I'm not responsible if anything happens, so this is why I'm telling you. So obviously I cannot supply you any of this information on how to do this, but you're more than welcome to go online and help find some tutorials how to do this. So I thought quickly showcase it, like the extra games I actually put in the system, and the system has more than enough memory to do that. So it's very surprising, the internal memory. Yeah, that is kind of fun. Yeah, like I said, the internal memory, those were quite a lot of space, and yet the fact they could have put more games. They could have put extra games, the 1 or 2, instead of like the 21 or 22 games. I mean, that kind of shows proof that you can add more. And I've kind of put them in folders. So basically, I've done it to show 30 games in each screen, and all in alphabetical order. I'm gonna actually play this. That's one of my favorite games. So this is something I want to showcase and see how my own games actually run on this system. So yeah, do you know what? Actually, I'm gonna quickly do this now. Actually, I should have done the right at the start. So basically, you can change the borders. So you can get a black border. So as you can see, yeah, you can get the black border there. You can get the blue one. So you can see the samples on the screen, as you can see the preview. You can get like a green one. That's the one I was using before. You can use this pink one. So yeah, you got all sorts of arrays of like background borders. You know, you got so much options to choose from. But let me quickly showcase this because I've actually forgot to do that. So I do apologize if I have forgot to do this before. The wood effect doesn't look that bad. Oh, that's pretty nice, the night one. Speakers, that's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me back in the 1990 days when I used to hook up my Super Nintendo to the hi-fi system. I mean, if hi-fi is still a thing nowadays, but yeah, I used to hook it up there and I used to blast it and used to play Donkey Kong Country and all these other games. It used to be so cool. So okay, let's run this game this time. Yeah, I've actually changed the background just to show how it looks when you change it. So yeah, the emulation, as I thought, let me quickly show you. Even though this wasn't initially was on the original Super Nintendo Mini, that's the game I added on the console. And as you can see, it seems to be running smoothly. So I'm going to quickly press start. You know, I'm not going to waste time. So quickly press start and just yeah, get on with it. Start mashing this button and start beating the hell out in the streets. This game, wow, I mean, this game was actually difficult, I'm not gonna lie. But the fact is, this game was developed by, I think it was LJN, and although LJN was known to be like crappy games, they done really well done with this. And considering this game was based on the comic books, believe it or not. This is why in the beginning, if anyone's familiar playing this game, this is why you see those comic book strips like beginning of the game and all this and throughout. Yeah, I can't really remember. I haven't really played that for a long time. I mean, the last I played that, I think it was Asium. So I was doing all these weird sorts of tricks and stuff and weird jumps. You can throw the trash can in his face. So it's just a standard like side-scrolling beat up, but it does eventually get harder. And then if you manage to play like really well, you eventually can change characters. It's kind of weird it doesn't let you change character at the start, but I suppose they're trying to keep it true to the comics. Yes, yeah, you can swing up as well. So many things you can do in this game. And I remember this cartridge was red. It was one of the few cartridges in different color schemes. And same with Killer Instinct. I think Killer Instinct was a different colored scheme cartridge too. Yeah, I've been grabbing the web as well. Do you know what? I'm going to reset this. I'm going to play Street Fighter Alpha 2 just to show how this version is. Yeah, it seems to be running well. It starts. There you go, Street Fighter Alpha 2, just to show you the gameplay quickly. Yeah, the graphically is obviously not, you can't compare that with the arcade. I mean, but in all things considering, they did pretty well to fit this in the Super Nintendo cartridge. Even for that Super Nintendo standards, it is really brilliant. So there's a character select screen. Yeah, the music's slightly different, but that is to be expected for a cartridge based game, especially as Street Fighter Alpha 2. That was quite a big game to fit for this console. So I just chose additon. Yeah, it's funny how there's like little slowdowns and loads. Yeah, there's a little loading part there. You see that for a few seconds. It's kind of funny, like what they really should have done. They should have had like now loading screen like they did in the CD based system like PlayStation, but I suppose because it's cartridge based, it runs a bit different. So I'm just gonna play this casually. And the funny thing is, the gameplay wise, it ain't so bad. Controls everything, it just plays really solid. I mean, if you had a Super Nintendo back in the days and you never had a PlayStation or Sega Saturn at that point, I mean, this is a pretty good alternative if you wanted to play Street Fighter Alpha 2. I mean, if you had a Super Nintendo only system at home, I mean, it was pretty good conversion. Plays really well, so I got no complaints. Especially the actual emulation on this system as well is running really good. And yeah, the extra. Actually, how did I do that? I don't know how I done that. You know, I just pressed some few random buttons, came to option. I'll reset it now. So I think that pretty much covers everything. Is there anything else I need? I think I pretty much showed most of it actually. I can't really show every game, but I'm gonna quickly look around. So this part is pretty much the same. So the menus, yeah, most of it's pretty much the same. So I think nothing much to be said other than that. So yeah, you can put the extra games using hack key, and yep, I'm back to the original games. So yeah, I'm happy I actually done this, managed to showcase this. I hope you all enjoyed this. Okay, here's a little extra thing. I think I've done the same thing with the NES Mini. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to show you how to save the game. I mean, I've probably done this before NES Mini, but just for the Super Nintendo Mini, I thought let me show this again. So quickly select a game. In that case, I selected, I don't know, I'll just randomly press something. Oh god. Oh god. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to even play this. I'm just going to quickly show you that's how it works. So I'm going to show you how to save. So I'm going to press the Y button to save it. God, I still love the interface of this. It's so bright and colorful. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to delete this. So I'm going to move it all the way to the trash can, just like the NES Mini. So yeah, just it. Just press it there, press the delete button. As you've seen, that's it. It's not really much different other than that. And I thought let me quickly show this as well. So you can put all this in extra slots, which I kind of failed to mention show the NES Mini. I do apologize, but yeah, you can actually put in different slots as well if you don't want to overwrite it. So in this case, I'm going to push that one. I will overwrite it, so I got rid of the old one. So yes, I think I pretty much covered everything what I had to cover. So in a nutshell, you can delete and you can also rewind, save state. So I wish the rewind feature was in the NES Mini Classic, but what can you do?
So here you have it. So I've done the unboxing for the NES Mini and the SNES Mini Classic, both classic systems, and overall I've actually really loved the devices. I love the system. I mean there is some like pros and cons. Well, I say pros is that at least like you get the mini designs, it's like that nostalgic feeling and the look of it, like a smaller version of it. And I can't stop looking at it. That's every time when I go in my room I have a look, and especially with the Super Nintendo Classic Mini, because that was the first one I actually got before the NES Mini. After I got the NES Mini re-release, and I've kind of got that same moment as well. So I've actually thought, you know what, it is something I need to get that, because I didn't even think I was going to get any Classic Mini. I thought that was kind of weird. I thought it was just a gimmick. It's just like a poor emulation, but funny enough, the emulation is actually really solid, even though considering it's in 720p, but the fact it is high definition and it's running at 60 frames per second, so that's a plus. And well, one of the cons I'd say is like, because this is like the UK and the US version, they've actually used the US ROMs, so which is kind of unfortunate, because there's some PAL games that they could have probably put, but because I believe because this is due to the 50 and the 60 Hertz. So with the 50 Hertz, I think the games used to run a bit tad slower in the UK, while the US is actually running a slightly little faster pace at 60 frames. So with 60 as in 60 Hertz. And yeah, what else can I say? We also like the actually nostalgic feel of the controllers. They just feel like they did back in the days, especially the feel, the shape. I think I kind of preferred more of the Super Nintendo controllers actually, because they got the nice candy colored buttons, shoulders. It did feel a little lighter than the original controllers, I'd have to say, but nevertheless, it's still great. I mean, even with the less games that has the Super Nintendo Mini, I think it was like 21, 22 games. At least the fact that they've kind of compensated to having two controllers, whereas with the NES Mini they only gave one controller, so that's kind of sucked actually, to be honest. They could have gave two controllers, but then I suppose it's probably for the budget cost of it, I suppose. But then again, you can actually buy the second controller for the NES Mini for not that much, and actually if you just go to the official Nintendo website, you should be able to pick that up. I mean, seeing now that actually kind of got the stock, they no longer have stock issues, no scalpers. Actually, I don't know how scalpers actually feeling it now, so they can't actually sell the prices they want it now, so they're kind of dreading it now. And another plus note I forgot to mention as well, almost. You can actually add more games. I think I actually showed you with the Super Nintendo side. The fact you can add more games on the system using the same emulation that the Super Nintendo system has. So that's a really neat, because the same emulation, you know, it's not going to have any problems. It's got really smooth gameplay. I mean, I'm trying to distance my way from ACT games. You know how Sega's ACT game consoles are, that the emulation is so poor and it's so disgusting. I mean, I don't know why Sega still actually has the license with them for so long. They should just stop and quit and just completely use their own Sega branding to make their devices. I mean, come on Sega, come on. At least Nintendo, they kind of got that right. At least they're using their own branding, they're using their own version of the system to make, and this is why they're selling quite well actually. And I just hope it continues to go well. I think I heard this is gonna probably be like till the end of summer they're going to discontinue the mini console systems, but please do correct me if I'm wrong. And due to the re-release of the NES Mini, I believe there was a problem putting Hachi. So if you're not familiar with Hachi, I think I pretty much explained it on my SNES Mini side of the video, I covered it, how to add more games to the system. So basically in the NES Mini, I don't think you could do that because of the re-release. I think they made a new patch that doesn't work properly. I'm not sure, to be honest, I haven't done it yet, because I've been just quickly thoroughly reading online, watching videos and
been saying because the re-release, the people have been having problems like turning on the system. It turns on after 8 seconds, shuts down, or there's a shutdown issue when they press the shutdown but it doesn't completely switch off. They have to manually pull the cord out. So I don't know. So thankfully I haven't done that yet. So what I'm probably going to wait until Hachi actually updates their side of it. So maybe they may be able to fix all the bugs. I mean, let's hope. I mean, I can't see why that can't happen. Yeah, overall I'm just happy I'm actually make this video, because like I said before, I've actually wanted this for a long time. So thanks for watching. So I don't know if I'm going to do this anything like that anytime soon, because this video did kind of drag on quite a bit long, but that's the reason I've added the timestamps to make life a bit easier, so you can skip, or if you want to watch the whole thing, it's totally up to you, everyone. So thanks for joining in, and hopefully next time, I'll go back to gameplays again. I think it's a lot easier doing that.